Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to episode 96. We've been off for a few months, late to the party. I've got Nick Vargad's iPhone, and he's the father of Fuzzy and the Fat Man channel. You'll see a
Woo!
link to that below. And I have Bad Neighbor himself, Mo. You'll see his
Yo,
link to his channel below. Them Bad Neighbors with a Z at the end, no spaces. Let's get into it. The Mist. 2007 film. Let me share my screen. 2007 film starring Thomas Jane, Laurie Holden, Marcia Gay Harden, Jeffrey DeMunn, Alexis Davalos, Sam Witwer, Andre Roger, and William Sadler, Chris Owen, Toby Jones, Nathan Gamble, Melissa McBride. Tons of it's a star-laden cast. Tons of great stars in this movie.
two good Walking Dead actresses right there.
Right? For
Yep.
sure. 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb, 58% Metacritic, 72 on Rotten Tomatoes. Written by Stephen King. Let's get into it. So we have got a family living in the farm. Trees start falling down and coincidentally knocking out everybody's means of escape, knocking into houses and compromising their structural integrity so that something like maybe a mist would be able to get inside and get to those people, which I didn't catch on the first shot. When I first watched this, I didn't really pay attention too much to the trees, taking out people's ability to escape what was going on, knocking out the boathouse, making holes in the houses of several houses, neighbors right next to each other. And because there's no communication, all the communication severed, you don't have that. Everybody had a tree fall down. And I'm sure everybody was compromised in some way because you don't just have a whole grocery store full of people just because of a blackout. Like just a regular blackout is not going to fill the grocery store with that many people. So
Well, it seems that the storm did a pretty good job on setting up the whole movie as far as what you're saying, to knock down trees and get everybody to go to the grocery store the next morning. Like that. That's why everybody was there already. It was a pretty bad storm the night before. Everybody trying to get coverage, trying to get some food, trying to get prepared for who knows what's coming next, right? In their minds.
yeah,
It was more like a town. It ends up turning into like a town square, though, man. By the
Yeah.
time, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
by the time it's all said and done, right? But did you notice? Nathan was saying that he didn't notice the trees falling, but did you notice that he was painting the gunslinger?
Oh yeah,
from
no,
the Dark Tower. Yeah,
the gunslinger. He had the thing.
It?
The
Shining, it was three paintings, but the gunslinger was the main one. I mean, I was like,
I was like, that's awesome.
The first time I saw it a few years ago, and I caught it then, but when I saw it again, I was like, that's the fucking gunslinger, man. Stephen King always does shit like that. He always puts movies to connect to each other. They're all connected in that verse. But
and you could see that he was involved with this just because they had that there. It's when he's not involved where they remove those hints that it's a Stephen King.
The little Easter eggs and shit that they hide in within his verse.
Yeah, he also does a good job of developing the ancillary characters. Those side people. I mean, when we just read through that, I was having a blast because I was like, man, there's so many characters when I watched it. When I was hitting our group chat, giving everybody their own identity to who the homies were. Although I sent a bunch of GIFs, and the one for Jose was the Shermanator. The Shermanator, when the Shermanator dies and he gets sucked, he gets sucked out of the thing. That was Jose. Jose was the Shermanator. So it's.
I hate that I got shanked in the movie. I'll tell you that much, dude. I died horribly in that movie.
You got off better than I did.
It's true.
Right?
That's true.
Because I gave myself the Thomas Jane character, and I end up like capping my killing everybody and running out of bullets on myself. How long is it? 2 minutes before.
You just spoiled
like
it. You just spoiled it.
That's the point of late to the party. It's
Dude, that to the okay. So like, I'm always telling you guys about like the rule of writing, right? Like, you know, the hero's got to save a cat, you know, and all that shit, right? All those rules are met, and that's what they, like you were saying. I love Stephen King, you know what I mean? Because he could take the rules, and then he'll go like
and
this,
and
you go, fuck, it works. You know what I mean?
It did. Definitely.
The beauty of it, like even when you're in the grocery store, right? Like you were saying, the side characters, they literally represent every type of person that's in this world. You know what I mean? You got the holy lady, you got the redneck who's mad at freaking Thomas Jane for freaking saying he's an idiot, you know, because he went to college and he's a painter, and then, you know, Thomas Jane was right, don't open that fucking door, you know, and like that. It was literally. I don't fear monsters. Monsters don't scare me in movies, you know what I mean? Like, one of the scariest movies is this movie, and it wasn't the monsters, it's the people inside, you know. And remember that part?
It's just like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the zombies. I mean? The zombies have rules that they have to follow.
Yeah.
You can outrun them. Was it cardio? The Zombieland rules. If you follow those rules, you're golden. The rule that you can't deal with is the unpredictability and shadiness of people.
And you're always going to find that untrustworthy people.
And how much of them are lemmings. That was like my scene that I love the most, is how he's telling them back there. He goes, look, dude, he goes, yeah, he's like, I already counted that she's got 4 of them with him. By morning, she's going to have all of them.
4 more.
And he wakes up, you know what I mean? He wakes up, and like the thing, everybody was in there, like, and they're like, oh, fuck, like, we got to get out of here, you know? And that, to me, represents a lot of people. I mean, we've seen it with the internet, you know what I mean? A little story goes out into the world, and fucking it catches fire, and then everyone's following it. And there are these little groups of people like going like, whoa, dude, just calm the fuck down. Like, everyone relax. And then
when there's panic, how many people does it take to start a riot?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've been in metal shows where I've seen that happen. You know what I mean? Like, one guy gets sprayed with mace, and then everyone starts running, and you're at the other side. You don't know what's going on, and all of a sudden you're being trampled on by fucking 20 people and being sprayed by mace, and it ain't even your fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
it
the
breaks
beauty
down
of
into the stereotypes of people. We've got the haughty-toddy educated people who, when the shit goes down, are the first to die. Right? And then and you've got the religious, the ones who were led by the religious zealot, you know, which I put Josh in that group. Which you know what? There was some, I was like, I did a pretty good job on casting this movie with our homies. Like, it wasn't bad at all. But you know, who wins? You know, if you think about it, living wins, right? So it ain't winner, Thomas Jane's crew.
The winner was, and that's the part, that one thing I didn't notice until I watched it today, because I watched it this morning, was Carol is the winner. She's the winner.
Melissa McBride. She won.
She looked him in the beginning and said, I'm going to save my fucking kids. And she left. She went into the mist. At the end, who's the person that Thomas Jane sees with his fucking kids? Did you see her in the van holding? I was like, oh damn, dude. It's like, that's even a bigger middle finger to your face.
Well, not only that, but there's still the people back in the store.
Yep. I mean,
people back in the store are the ones who just kind of like played along, laid low. You know, when my son plays Fortnite, and it's a battle royale, and he just like he was playing, he was getting killed. I'm like, dude, why don't you hide in that bush? Hide in that bush. Wait till these guys all kill each other. He's like, oh, but the map closes. All right, when the map closes, hide along the edge of the map. And hide in the next bush. And let them all kill each other, and then pop out when there's like 1 or 2 left. And they're like, oh, they call you a camper. Like, fuck that. You're a survivor, dude. Like, if if the world went down and the map was closing and you needed to live, like get your food, get your ammo, hold
Yep,
up
stock up,
somewhere.
stay behind, stock
Well,
up.
then there
Stay
was even
behind.
parts in the movie though where I was dying laughing, where like Thomas Jane when they're in the car and they're driving, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden they pass that school bus. What did that school bus hit? A fucking cop car. I don't care if there's monsters out there. Open the door, go in there, see if there's a shotgun or something like that. Then when you killed your whole family, you can blow your own fucking head off.
Yeah, there's easier ways to do it, man. That's so violent. They could have grabbed a hose and put it from. Yeah, it was
Like,
brutal, dude. It was when I first watched that movie, I had zero spoils, zero anything, and I didn't have any kids yet or anything because it's. You know what? I did. I think Miles was just born, so I'm just like, it ended, and I sat there for with my mouth open, just. This
Just
motherfucker just did that to us. Like, oh man, crazy. It was a good one.
no, the
And
best. That's some of the best acting too, because he knew that there was no bullets, right? And after he fucking shot everyone, but he still tried. Like he put it in his mouth, and he's just pulling on the trigger, and you just hear click, 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 and I'm like, oh my god, dude! Like, and then as he falls to his fucking knees, and he looks up, and you see the tank. I was like, oh my god! Like I cried, dude. Like I'm a crier. I cry in fucking movies, dude. But like you were saying, I didn't have kids when this happened, and I still was emotional. The one that did that for me was The Road. The Road. When I had a kid at that point, and when I watched The Road, that messed me up for like a long time and shit. But yeah, this ending is one of those endings where like my kid stayed home sick today, and he came down right when it was going on. I said, I couldn't do that. I'd let a monster eat your ass. I couldn't do it.
or just wait until the monster comes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you're in pain and he's gonna
do you
obviously
go? Yeah,
get
you
you,
go out.
then I'll
Fight
get
the
you.
monster, right?
Yeah, that's what I
But he
said.
saw how everybody else was just in so much pain. You just don't want to go through that pain yourself, right? You just
Well, no, he promised the
yourself
kid.
out.
Remember, he's laying there. And he looked his kid in the eyes, and that's what I mean. Like in movies,
No. I
they
remember he
foreshadow,
didn't
and he
want
looked
all
at
of
him.
them.
He says,
No,
I promise you, I will not let the monsters get you. He looked him in his eyes, was
Yep.
like, yeah, I will not do it. And I was like, when I was watching, I remember when I first saw it, I was like, he's not going to do it. Like, no fucking way. Like, they're not, because that's one of the rules, dude. You can't kill kids. Like, you can't. That's why they don't show it. You know what I mean?
The
Like, it's
kid
from the
wakes up
outside.
too. The kid's asleep.
Well, they
He
did
wakes
it.
up with the most innocent look on his face, and then blah 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 blah. Oh god!
Well, The Walking Dead
man.
too. When she says turn around and blasts her in the
Look
back
at the
of
flowers. Oh, look at the
The
flowers.
flowers, yeah,
Oh man.
Oh, dude, yeah, exactly. Even that one, I was like, they're not going to do it. They're not. They did it. Holy shit, they did it. But again, it's like you have to know the rules to know how to break them and stuff. And Stephen King is a brilliant. He does.
He does. Yeah.
He turned. I mean, one of my other favorite Stephen King ones is Needful Things, and it's not a scary movie. You know what I mean? But it's the idea of the devil. You know what I mean? The devil's there giving you these gifts that will make your life better, and you get it and you fucking, wish whatever it is.
They're all monkey's paw gifts.
Yeah, exactly.
Monkey's
Like
paw gifts. Yeah.
And I love that. That's what, like, even my kids always tell me, they go every Halloween, like, what movies scare you? And I was like, War of the Worlds. And they start laughing. They're like, that is not a scary movie. And I go, there is a scene in that movie where I literally had so much fear in my heart. And it's with Tom Cruise in the car, and fucking, the people are on the car trying to get the car, and you see the guy, there's no bullet holes in the window, but they were so, like, the mob mentality, they started peeling back the glass on it, like ripping it open to get into the car. I go, that's scary. Because just like what happened to my character in Miss, yeah, they literally just took him apart. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, that's scary to me, because you can't. I don't care what gun you got with you. You know what I mean? You can't.
You're not gonna kill them all.
There's one guy gonna get you
eventually. Yes.
That's why I love the Wyatt Earp line too. Like fucking, the guy. There's the
you don't
mob
gotta kill everybody
in.
though. You just gotta kill Josh.
That's my favorite scene. And then again, that was another great like writer scene, was like where he didn't like do like the proud, like, I fucking finally killed the bitch. You literally see the guy Phil. He's like, I just murdered somebody. You know what I mean? Like the movie's very real. Like as much as it's about monsters and these fucking little bugs, bugs coming at you, the characters are real. Like they're very real. Like I know people just like that, where you're like, oh fuck,
they're
dude.
representing people that we live with.
The monsters are almost a MacGuffin at that point.
Yeah.
The story's about the people.
The monsters are just
it's just like the dragons in House of the Dragon. The dragons are the MacGuffin. Everybody's like, oh, there's dragons. Yeah, the dragon, that's cool. That's all. That's fucking gravy.
That's how we
You gotta worry about Littlefinger.
Yeah.
The dragons ain't gonna get you. Littlefinger will get you, right?
Exactly. Like you have to that's the thing that I always tell people, like, like even The Thing, you know what I mean? Like I showed my kids The Thing and they loved it, you know what I mean? And I'm telling them, I go, you notice that, you see the monster, you go, but the scariest part of it is you don't know who it is. So you don't trust these people. You know what I mean? Like these are people you've known for a while, and now you don't trust them. So who's gonna do what? Who's gonna kill who? And that just puts you on the edge. Like that's true horror to me. Like monsters and stuff like that. It's like, okay, some of them are cool. You're like, Freddy's awesome, dude. Like, they
don't get worse than Freddy Krueger, right?
Right. That's someone you can't get away from. That's someone
you gotta fall asleep at some time.
Exactly. Like that's what makes that a scary movie, But again, it got kind of fun. Like towards, the early 90s, all of us would be like, you go to a horror movie and you're cheering for Freddy or Jason, to kill, because everyone he's killing are all assholes. They're all, you're like, yeah, kill that asshole. He needs to die, kind of thing.
All right, so let's dig in. Does it hold up? Is this movie 100% holds up? Now,
2 thumbs up.
The CGI is a tad bit dated, but it's not bad.
Right.
It holds up. And the practical, the parts of it that are practical, like when dude gets grabbed under the gate, and that was a practical portion that was legit. So the effects hold up. The acting was stupendous. As far as cultural relevance, and does it work right now? 100%, in my opinion, works right now.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah. I think it was predicting the fucking future is what it was doing. Like, how many times, because we had COVID, right? You know what I mean? How many people were sitting around, talking all this, freaking out, not knowing what to do, and now, we look at it, back at it, and it's not that bad. And you watch
the people who did get freaked out when them race riots happened.
Mm-hmm.
There was some pretty gnarly anarchy out there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's very relevant. You know what I mean? It's a very relevant story.
So that holds up. Okay, acting, story's great, acting's great, effects are great. Is it written well? Yes. Did we catch? Was there any part of this movie that you felt like made it kind of drag, or it just was? I felt like the movie moved. Like there wasn't anything I needed to take out of it to make me get moving with it.
As weird as this is going to sound, the only thing were some of the monster parts. I was just like, I was happy not fully seeing the monster. You know what I mean? I liked that.
When I remember watching this movie, I don't remember seeing the monsters. And it made it that much more scarier. When I went back and watched it a few years back, I was like, you do see the monsters. You see the monsters the whole time. Like, the monsters are coming out everywhere. Like, even when they go across the street, when they see the insurance guy, what's his name? I don't want to say the black guy, right? Should I say that? Yeah. Would not get canceled.
Snowflake from Glory.
Yeah, that guy when he's all full of spiders and when it comes out, it's all very good. Graphic,
no, that wasn't Snowflake from Glory. We don't know what happens to him. That was the MP, the one who's trying to get those 3 soldiers. Remember at the beginning?
The military guy.
The military guy.
That guy. Whoever that guy was full of spiders.
Black people don't all look the same, Mo.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I'm just kidding. All right, so now we come down to it. The way we rate these movies is on a scale of 1 to 10, and our judging factor is the spilled bucket of stale popcorn. So for me, this movie, I don't want to say it's perfect because it isn't like super famous the it didn't have the cultural relevance and staying power that a 10's going to need, in my opinion. But it's great itself, so I'm going to give this movie 9 buckets. What do you got, guys?
I'm waiting for you, Fuzz.
Well, I think, see, like, so back for years, there's always movies that come out, and they'll be again, we'll use John Carpenter's The Thing. The Thing, if you look at reviews of The Thing when it first came out, people thought if you saw that movie, you were crazy. You know, this is a disgusting film. You know, there's nothing but blood and guts. There's nothing to this. Like, who would make this thing? And the reason why is because at the time, E.T. came out. You know what I'm saying? So you got E.T., an alien movie, you know, and then you got The Thing. So you got the two movies there. The Mist, when it came out, there wasn't really a need. Like, sometimes movies come out because of what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? The Mist came out in like almost like a calm time. You know what I mean? Like a night. So when it came out, they didn't sell it right. So I think that's why a lot of people didn't see it. Because I remember I went and saw it in the theater, and I was maybe one of 5 people in there, you know, that saw the movie. And then I would tell people about it, and then people kept having this. They hated the ending. Everyone hated the ending. That's why people didn't like it, because they were like, there's no happy ending. I go, that's the fucking point. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So I love this movie. Like, I agree with you. I don't think there's very few movies that are considered perfect, in my opinion. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it's something that I think everyone needs to watch, because you learn a lot from it. You know what I mean? You can identify with it. It's a crazy ride. It's true horror at its best. So I give it 9 out of 10 all day.
Nice.
You know what? Hands down, 9 out of 10. I'm a big Stephen King fan, all the way from The Stand to It to The Langoliers. Fuck, those are all good movies, but I think this is probably one of his best movies, The Mist, because, you know, it does have a lot of relevance to what's going on today. Like you said, with the COVID, everybody losing their mind, shopping, going to the grocery store, just terrorizing everybody, just getting what they need, not caring about what's going on. You know, like you said, Carol, she was like, all right, well, which one of you fucking men are going to come out here and help me? Yep. But then they all turn around and go to the back, and they're all like, well, I'm going to go. Fuck you guys. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm going to go outside. Oh, fuck that. But a minute ago, nobody wanted to walk Carol home, you know?
Right.
So, and, you know, they throw in the race card, which I think is perfect, where the insurance guy was like, oh, fuck you all rednecks, motherfuckers, you know, you guys are all against me because I'm black, right? And it wasn't, you know, they were all trying to show him the truth, and they thought they can trust him. I like that most evidence goes away and nobody gets to see the evidence. And they were able to take half the crowd back there. They showed them the tail, and it didn't disappear until half the people saw it. So at least they did get half the team on their side. It was a good movie all around. 9, straight up. Yeah, 9 out of 10.
That was a good one.
The ending was just the best. I don't know why people don't like the ending. My buddy G-Dog, he's like telling me the other day, he's like, I hate the fucking ending. Why do you feel like that in itself is horror for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people, having to turn around and look at your kid
good. I mean, it's not real. It's not real. Every story is not. Yeah.
Like,
dude, no, but at the same token, I like.
They probably still smell like gunpowder in the fucking car. Oh my god.
Dude, like you gotta like realize that like, and when you watch a movie, you always identify with someone. Hopefully, the main character. You know what I mean? That's who you're trying to identify with. And a lot of us can relate to Thomas Jane. You know, all of us have had kids. You know, I like I was saying, I like to look at myself who would be like Thomas Jane and stuff like that. Like, I would be trying to save my kid and, you know, do the same things. But if you're just sitting back watching it for like entertainment value and stuff like that, yeah, I can get why, you know, you didn't like that ending, because you're not entertained that they all died. You know, none of us are entertained of that. We love it because it's fucking real. Like, if I was in that situation, like we said, I would probably wait till the monster was right above me, and I'd be like, fuck it. Like, you know, you know, like that's when it's happening. But, you know, like, I get it. And the pain, because you go for rides sometimes to see other people's emotions. You know, that's what movies are for. You know, the original idea of making films was a science project to show emotions, like what people would go through and stuff. And you know, now we've made it into an art form and stuff. And I mean, this was a great movie. Like I was just like, oh god, dude,
and,
fuck
and
that
Stephen
ending.
King does what he does best is put a bunch of mini movies or mini horror stories within one big horror story.
Yep.
And it just plays out all together and it just makes it that much better. I mean, Stephen King just does a great job at that. Well, used to. I haven't seen anything good anymore.
I'm so excited that you two made it. You guys are a breath of fresh air to the show. And I might even pay to put this show out there, put it out there and let people see it a little bit. So there you have it, folks. 9 out of 10 buckets across the board from Fuzzy, Bad Neighbor Mo himself, Nate the Great from Collection Connection. Don't forget to check out our page to be able to vote on next week's Late to the Party show. Remember that it has a minimum of 10 years. It has to be a minimum of 10 years old. And if you have any suggestions for us, just put it in the comments below. Keep your eyes peeled on the survey to vote. And we're going to be having the next survey coming out probably by tomorrow night. Thanks for watching,
winning
everyone.
right now?
Right now, Gremlins.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let that run until the end of our live stream tonight.
All right, cool.
So we'll see you folks next week. Right?
Peace.
All right, man.